not to work. That's the way, keep the country running. I could be getting chased by a crocodile. The dog's not happy because I'm paddling past. That's alright. Good morning everybody. Today I'm going to do a bit of a paddle on the Maroochy River. This time from a place called Coulsens Wharf, which is near Yandina. And it's on the river, it's on the actual south branch of the river. And I'm going to paddle down to where it meets the north branch of the river. So Coulsens Wharf is right here, almost beside the bridge between Yandina and on the way to Coulsens. And you can hear the traffic in the background probably. But yeah, we're going to go for a bit of a paddle. We'll see what we can find. So I'm going on my King's paddleboard, which is pumping up at the moment. It's got its little automatic pump that puts a rush of air into it to start with and then goes on to the higher pressure, pumps it up to about 15 psi and it'll automatically switch off at that point. I've had a heap of fun on this board. I've got the seat arrangement on it, so it's more like a kayak than a paddleboard. But yeah, that's the way I tend to like to use it. I can go a little bit faster like that because I can use both ends of the paddle. If you're doing stand-up, that's great. You can see sort of down into the water and all that sort of thing, but you're limited to the one paddle and it's just a little bit slower going. Yeah, and that's it, pumped up, ready to go. Saves a lot of manual pumping, that's for sure. So why is it called Coulsens Wharf? Well, I'll actually show you. We're walking down to the river. Here's the path we're walking down. And can you see that straight bit there? Look at that. It's an old rail. Runs down towards the river there. And actually ends up here. So you can still see a little bit of the rail sticking out of the water and a couple of bits of old timber. So that's from Coulsens Wharf. So this used to be a wharf on the river. The river was the main thoroughfare for getting around on the Sunshine Coast. The little town of Yandina, where I'm from, was the first settlement on the Sunshine Coast. So yeah, it's got a lot of history associated with the place. So that's the main bridge from Yandina. Heading that way is towards Coulsens. So we're just leaving Coulsens Wharf now. Yeah, so we're going to head down along the river. I'm on the north arm of the river, which is the smaller one, and we're going to meet up with the south arm of the river as well. It's a beautiful spot around here. I'll just show you some of the scenery as we go, and yeah, we'll see if we can find a few points of interest. We do get the occasional private boat ramp along the river. Years ago this was all cane farms on either side of the river, and cane farmers were trying to eke out a living, of course, but then they shut down the mill in Nambour when that became a little bit unviable, and of course the cane farms also became unviable, so turns out a lot of people like living next to the river. So all the riverside properties are quite valuable these days. can really understand why. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm coming up on a section of the river. This is the joining area between the north and the south arm of the river. And some dogs not happy because I'm paddling past, but that's all right. And this is the south arm of the river. And back there, just come from, is the north arm of the Maroochy River. I see a couple of tree swings over there. So obviously the kids have been down here somewhere. Don't know how they get down to this point. I think we're coming up close to the big quarry. There's a lot of sand and gravel extraction from the old riverbanks. Riverbanks have been here for an awful long time, and there's a company that digs up an awful lot. You'd never know it from what I can see here. So all that area in behind me is the gravel pit. So it's a bit of volcanic rock that's pushed up. It's a bit like Mount Coulsens, Mount Ninderry, Dunathan Rock, all those sort of places that molten lava sort of pushed up through the ancient sandstone, and there's little bits of it exposed here and there. Let's see in the distance, yeah, that's the Bruce Highway. We're actually going to go underneath that. There's the bridge just coming into view. Yeah, everybody's racing off to work. That's the way, keep the country running. Getting to a section where the river starts to narrow off quite a bit. I'm actually getting very near to the end of where I can paddle. I'm coming up to a little place called Vee Road. It's just a little shortcut road that a lot of people take as they're heading in and around Yandina. And I can actually see the fresh water flowing in here now. Yeah, that's about as far as I can paddle up this branch of the river. So yeah, over behind me there, there's a little property right next to the main street, or near the main part of town. A friend of mine actually owns that property, and he has a couple of cattle on that property there as well. You can sort of paddle up past his place, but you can't get to it. Yeah, you can launch in his property, and he's got a couple of 100 metres of paddleable river, I suppose, but yeah, he's the only one that's actually got access to it. You can get up there, you are allowed to go up creeks, you do have access to any flowing river, and but we're not going to go there today. We've had quite a bit of rain over the last couple of days, so hence the significant flow of water coming into the creek there. And that's good. All rivers need a bit of fresh inflow every so often. That water can get quite a flow up. I've seen it comes from over from Whopper Dam, and I've seen that flowing over about a metre right across the whole dam itself, which means even here it'll probably be a couple of metres above my head. So apart from a bit of the traffic noise, you'd swear I was in the middle of nowhere. I'm glad it's not North Queensland, otherwise I could be getting chased by crocodiles. But there's no crocodiles in this river. Might be a couple of bull sharks, not real keen about them either, but I think they'll stay underwater and I'll try and stay above the water, and we should be right. Come into this little inlet just to see these water lilies. So this is right at the convergence of the two branches of the river. If I look up that way, that's the way we've just come from. That's up towards Yandina itself. That's the south arm of the river. Over there is the north arm of the river. And over here is where it heads out to the sea. And we went to there in our last video when we paddled up from Dunathan Rock. So over here we have our beautiful Mountain Inderry. It's overlooking the township of Yandina there. That's a great walk if you're ever looking for something to do on the Sunshine Coast. You drive around the other side of it there and you walk up to it from the other side, not up the cliff face there. Walk around the other side and there's a couple of viewing platforms. You can probably see me from those viewing platforms at the moment. But it's a bit of a struggle sort of a walk, but it's not a pathway all the way up, not a formed path anyway. It's just a gravelly, rocky climb. There is a path running all the way across the top of the mountain there, so you can have a look from the west side or from the east side as well. Well worth the trip. Just taking a little detour up what looks like a bit of an inlet. I think that's actually a little island. So I'll try and paddle up there and see if it is an island or whether it is a little side creek. As it turns out, it's a little island in the middle of the river there. So I'm actually back at the convergence of the two arms of the river there. So behind me was where we've just been paddling up the south arm. There's the way towards the mouth of the river in Maroochydore. And up this way is where we're going back to Coulsens Wharf on the south branch of the river. North branch of the river, sorry. Wouldn't want me to get lost, would you? Somebody's not happy with me. So we're just passing where we launched from this morning as we look around to the Coulsens Road bridge with Mountain Inderry up there behind it. A magnificent view. Going back into Coulsens Wharf. So the tide's come in that little bit and we can no longer see where that rail is. We can still see the little bit up in the bush there, but yeah, the tide's risen probably, I'd say about that far, about 1/3 of a metre. So that's it. That's from Coulsens Wharf on the north arm of the river right down to the convergence, and then up the southern arm of the river up to as far as we could get to, up to that Vee Road point there. So that's it. Beautiful day out. What a magnificent place this is. So if you're coming to the Sunshine Coast and you've got a paddleboard or canoe or whatever, there is a whole canoe trail leading from the mouth of the river right up to as far as you can paddle on either the north or the south arm, and there's lots of things to see and do on the way, and there's lots of little launch points along the way as well, like here at Coulsens Wharf. So yeah, if you've liked this video, remember to do the whole like and subscribe thing, and yeah, and we'll see you in the next one. So time to pack up.
Rose is going to go and drive through Nolan's. Have a